Hey there, as always, thanks for tuning in. So we're going to install the Super Pixelcade LCD marquee into our Rec Room cab. So just take a quick look here. Here's what the back looks like. It's got a dedicated microcontroller, a single board computer. That's where all the artwork is loaded. And this is going to talk Wi-Fi on your home network. So let's go ahead and set it up. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you have it right side up. So right side up is like this, and there should be a little arrow that points up as well on the one that you have. And so we'll just go ahead and go like this. But before we do that, actually, we need to put in the bezel. So the bezel looks like this, and it should have an arrow telling you which way is up. For whatever reason the arrow isn't there, just look at it, and the side that's a little bit taller, which is this bottom piece, is the side that goes on the bottom. And you can remember that because when you put it in here, it's going to slide down a little bit in the notch. So that's why this bottom piece is a little bit taller. But go ahead and take off the masking. So this is just an acrylic bezel, and it's got this masking tape. So let's go ahead and take that off. And then the other thing with this piece is one side is matte and the other side is glossy. And I really prefer the matte side. Highly recommend that. I wouldn't go with the glossy because there's just glare, and the glossy is like a fingerprint magnet. Just fingerprints just stay on it forever. So I don't know if you can tell the difference on the camera, but that's basically the matte. That's the glossy, so go with the matte. And so we're gonna go with the matte. Let's flip it over so the taller side is on the bottom. And the way you wanna do this is you wanna just kind of bend it a little bit because it's gonna go into the slots here on your Rec Room. So we're just gonna bend it, and when we bend it, we're gonna bend them both at the same time, and it'll just slide right in the slot, just like that. So now we've got that. Now we're going to go back to our marquee, and you probably want to just take a microfiber cloth and just get some fingerprints off. Might as well do that now before it's on there. So let's get rid of any fingerprints. And then this part, again, make sure we got it. We don't have it upside down. And then you're going to have these 4 hex screws that are going to attach it to this guy. So I'll just stick these in my pocket right now. And I'm gonna give myself a little help with this little stool here. Okay, so the way this is gonna work is you're just gonna pop this behind the bezel. And then it's a matter of taking those little hex screws here, these guys, and just lining up the holes with the bezel. So I'm going to put that in. And then we also have a little hex tool. So you can start it off by hand and then use your hex tool. This ships with it, so just a little hex key. And definitely don't over tighten it. Just hand tight is fine. So let's just go ahead and do that on each side. I like to kind of do the tops first. So let's do this top. And be careful on this acrylic because it's acrylic and it does scratch. So the matte side does not show the scratches as much as the glossy side, but it will show scratches. So just be really careful with the acrylic. Okay, got the top in. Bottom's a little harder to get to, but you can do it nonetheless. For the bottom, you may need to push it just from the back a little bit. Okay. And just make sure it's nice and secure in the slot. And let me show you what it looks like from the top. Then looking from the top, you can see what it looks like here. So you see we got room, we've got enough clearance with our speakers still. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to take this one connector, plug this into our 12 volt, 5 amp power supply, which is here. This you can just mount right here. I don't think the cord's long enough actually to put it at the bottom. So you can just put it right here, kind of behind the speaker. And then we're just going to take that and plug that in to this, a little hard to do with one hand, to that one connector we just had right here. So we're going to set up our Super Pixelcade LCD marquee to our home Wi-Fi network. So the first time you turn on Pixelcade, it's going to look like this. And basically what it's telling you is please connect to the Pixelcade Wi-Fi network, which is a temporary access point. And then we're basically going to connect your Pixelcade to your home Wi-Fi. So what you need to do is go ahead and get out your smartphone and download the Pixelcade app. Once you've got that app, go ahead and go here, go to the Pixelcade Setup Temporary Wi-Fi Access Point. Okay, and then once we've done that, let's go ahead and launch the Pixelcade app. And then this will come up. So it's basically going to tell us, please now connect to your Wi-Fi network. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my Wi-Fi. And you can also just kind of check there, check your password to make sure you've typed it in right, and then just hit return. And then now you'll see this change, and it's basically going to attach to your home Wi-Fi. It's going to reboot. Now it's rebooting. And as long as you see this Pixelcade logo upon reboot, that means everything's good. You've connected to your Wi-Fi network, so you're good to go. So we've plugged it in, and now we booted it up. And on boot up, it's going to look like this. So basically, Pixelcade LCD connects to your cabinet over Wi-Fi. It does not connect over an HDMI cable or a USB cable. So what we need to do is we need to get Pixelcade on the same Wi-Fi network as your home Wi-Fi network. So it's going to tell us what to do. So it's going to say, first connect to the Pixelcade Wi-Fi access point. So it's going to establish a temporary access point. So let's go ahead and go from the computer here. So I'm connected to it. There's no internet access from this, of course, but it does say we're connected. So then what you want to do is you want to go here and you want to go to setup.pixelcade.org. And this is basically where we're going to tell Pixelcade how to get on your home Wi-Fi network. So I'm going to go here, and in this case, I'm going to pick AxiNet, and then I'm going to put in my password. Do make sure you put in the password right. If you put in the password wrong, it'll give you a chance to put in a new one, but it'll take like 5 minutes or so to time out. So just take care to put in the right password. Hit submit. And then now what you'll notice is Pixelcade, Super Pixelcade LCD will reboot. And when it reboots, it's then going to join your production home Wi-Fi network. Okay, so while that's rebooting, let's go ahead and get back on your normal Wi-Fi network. Actually, Windows actually should connect you automatically as it did here. So now I'm back on my normal network. And so now we have Pixelcade set up. It's got the generic Pixelcade marquee here. And so now we need to install the Pixelcade software on our PC. So I'm going to go to pixelcade.org. I'm going to go to downloads. And you'll see this page. Now, if in my case, I actually have both LCD and if I pan down, you'll see the LED marquee mounted on the base plate. If you just have the LCD only, pick this one. I'm going to pick this one because I have both. But most people that have LCD would just pick this one. So let's go ahead and download this guy. All right, so we've downloaded. Let's go ahead and run the install. Now again, in my case, I have LED and LCD installed on this cab. If you just have LCD, you wouldn't see the screen. So I'm going to pick this because I have both. I like to install this if you've got a D drive, put it on your D drive. If you're on Hyperspin, you'll probably have a directory called Arcade. It's a good place to stick it under that. And just hit install. Okay, so again, because I have LED, I need to enter the COM port of my Pixelcade LED. You can skip that. And then this part, you'll see, okay, it's just going to confirm where LED Blinky is installed. And in my case, I have Hyperspin. This front end wizard, by the way, you can run at any time. You'll find it under your programs here. So if I go over here to Pixelcade, you'll see this Pixelcade Arcade front end wizard. That's how you can get back to this guy. So let's say you want it, your main thing is Hyperspin, but you're also running Big Box. You can just run this again and set it up for Big Box, for example. So that is it. Takes you to this guide here. So there's some information if you need it. And at this point, we should be good. So let's go ahead and run it. You'll see this will get added to your startup folder. It's a program that has to be running in the background called the Pixelcade Listener. So if I double click here, and also this is a good visual way. See how it said Pixelcade LCD detected? That means it found your display over Wi-Fi and we should be fine. If it didn't say that, then there's some connectivity issue and we'll need to troubleshoot that because it wasn't able to communicate to Pixelcade LCD over Wi-Fi. So let's go ahead and minimize this. Again, got to minimize it because this always has to be running in the background. And now let's launch, in my case, Hyperspin. Okay, so once you're comfortable that everything is working the way you want it, we can go ahead and put on this top piece here. So I'm just gonna climb up here. Okay, so here's our front notch here. That's just gonna sit right on top of the marquee. Okay, looks good. And then you can just take these 4 bolts, just like you did with the rest of your cab, and put these on the side. All right, there we have it. So that's our Super Pixelcade LCD marquee installed. Nice and sturdy here. You can see this bezel is, just the right fit. Thanks for checking it out.